Guy and England are playing this week. And are you all excited? I'm not, because my country, we're playing France. I'm absolutely terrified. Evan Ferguson can only do so much. But anyway, today I'm going to take a look at the current England squad and just predict every player's next club. Right, let's go. Jordan Pickford, Tottenham. Yeah, pretty simple this. Tottenham need a new goalkeeper. I think everyone has sort of realised that Hugo Lloris is now just a fat old man. I mean, I don't care that he's a world champion. The man is too old to be Spurs #1. I mean, it's the same reason I'm not looking forward to Indiana Jones 6. How am I supposed to take Harrison Ford seriously when he now probably needs a nurse to help him chew his food? Tottenham have been linked to Jordan Pickford 4 years, and I know he's just signed a new Everton deal. But, I mean, if you don't think that there's a reasonable buyout clause inserted in that contract, then you probably also believe the earth is flat and think the Easter Bunny is your mate. Tottenham have made a habit out of buying current and former England goalkeepers. Paul Robinson, Joe Hart, Fraser Forster. Just add Pickford to the list. Oh, by the way, lads, if you enjoyed the video, then subscribe! Hit subscribe. Absolute legends. Aaron Ramsdale, Bolton Wanderers. Yeah. I'm tipping Aaron Ramsdale, a guy hunting down the Premier League title. I think his next move will be the Bolton Wanderers. This makes it sound like I think that Ramsdale is a top 4 fraud, that he's soon going to be found out and dumped in a North London bin. No, lads, Ramsdale is class, and I think he's going to spend the next 10 years of his life as Arsenal #1, and then he'll get a move back to Bolton Wanderers in his mid-30s when they're back in the Premier League. So I mean, it's no drama. I don't think he's got the reflexes of burnt cheesecake. Calm down. Ramsdale is plenty good. It's just, he is going to be at Arsenal for a while until they eventually replace him with, I don't know, Buffon's son? Does Gianluigi Buffon have a son? Fraser Forster, Newcastle United. Fraser Forster's childhood dream was always to play for Newcastle. I think the club agreeing to toss him away to Celtic in 2009 has turned out to be as clever an idea as choosing to cook your children in a pie. Forster was about to hit his peak. He would have been the perfect replacement for Shay Given and would have become an absolute goalkeeping superstar. But I mean, these days, fair enough, he's now a past his best lanky ogre, someone who looks like he should be fetching tea for the Addams family, but Newcastle need to refresh their backup goalies. Martin Dubravka and Carl Darlow will clearly be sold, so I reckon they'll keep Loris Karius as #3, and yeah, they'll add Forster, another Geordie boy, to their squad. I mean, lads, having Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff, Elliot Anderson, and Forster in the squad for European matches at St James's Park, that's like a Geordie fairy tale. Without a doubt, FF will snap this move up. I mean, of course he will. The man doesn't want to die without making his Newcastle debut, although imagine if he says no. 2 consecutive summers trying to find a backup goalie, and you get turned down by both Foster and Forster? They sound like twins from a Harry Potter book. Kyle Walker, Sheffield United. Yeah. Pretty simple, this one too. Kyle Walker is a world-class right back, but Manchester City is his last top club. He's got another 2 years left in the tank before getting a switch back to Sheffield United, who'll probably be in the Premier League. I mean, lads, he's a boyhood blade. Do you really think he wants to end his career having never played for them in the Premier League? His career would just be a bit incomplete. It would be like going your whole life without sharing a bath with your gran. Don't knock until you tried it. Walker is going back to Sheffield United. I know he is. Although, praise him up, after his pub antics, where he's demonstrated that he can handle a pint the same way a diabetic can handle eating a chocolate pie. Oh, if he's back at Bramall Lane, I think Jessica Ennis might have a stroke. Reece James, LA Galaxy. Reece James is at Chelsea for life. Well, sort of. One club men usually aren't a thing for top players anymore. James is going to be like Steven Gerrard. He will give his entire career to his boyhood club. This man is going to be at Chelsea until he's 34. And then yeah, instead of retiring and smothering his face with cash, I reckon he'll sample the MLS lifestyle with a move to Los Angeles. Kieran Trippier, Burnley. Kieran Trippier loves Burnley. God knows why. When this guy retires, he's probably going to get the Burnley crest tattooed on his neck. When he's 50 years old, he's probably going to be a Burnley pub regular, knocking back 7 Stellas, munching on scampi fries, and shouting at snowflakes who like Sam Smith. This man loves Burnley. He said while at Atletico Madrid that the only club in England he'd return to was Burnley, and he instead chooses to join their relegation rivals, Newcastle, at the bottom of the league. A Newcastle team would immediately rob Burnley of Chris Wood. So it reminds me when Ashley Young boasted that while at Inter Milan, he'd only quit Italy to return to Watford. And then Watford came in for him, and he joined Aston Villa instead. As the Americanized youth of today would say, too much camp! But I do think Trippier will end his career back at Burnley. He'll leave Newcastle in the summer of 2026, wrapping up a glorious 4.5-year spell on Tyneside. And yeah, by then, it'll be a washed up windpipe, no better than Phil Bardsley. Perfect for Burnley then. Mark Gahey, Everton. Yeah, it just seems like an Everton type of buy. Mark Gahey is a comfortable, quality, mid-table centre half. The type of player the Toffees have been hoovering up for years. Yeah, I reckon Gahey's got another season at Crystal Palace before, yeah, a £40 million move to a much improved Everton, who by then would have ditched Sean Dyche for an exciting young coach, I don't know, Ange Postecoglou? Sorry, Celtic fans. Harry Maguire, Aston Villa. Remember in January when Harry Maguire was linked to the move to Aston Villa? Honestly, Maguire shut down the rumours, giving off the vibe that the link to Villa Park was disrespectful for a Manchester United captain in his pomp. It would have been like Frankie Gakosa trying to ask out the Queen. I mean, this man was only 5 minutes away from screaming, "Do you know who I am?" Yes. You're a Manchester United bench warmer with a head shaped like a telly. Right now, the man is a worse centre half than peak Julian Lescott. And guess what? He wound up at Aston Villa too. I actually think this would be an exciting move. Strike up a centre-back partnership of him and Diego Carlos next season. And you also get to play under Unai Emery. I'm gonna say this, of all the managers that Maguire has had throughout his career who've actually regularly picked him as first choice, then Emery would probably be the best coach of the lot. But Maguire seemed offended by this transfer. Honestly, the guy's more sensitive than KSI. I mean, you know, he's currently trying to wade through internet beef. Am I down with the kids yet? I think Maguire will move to Villa this summer for about 30 million quid. Yeah. Manchester United will take a £50 million loss on someone who looks like he should be working in a bank. John Stones, Juventus. Yeah, this transfer, it looks weird. John Stones, just some bloke from Barnsley, winding up playing for Juventus in Serie A. Yeah. What's wrong with it? That former Maidstone United centre-back Chris Smalling is currently playing for Roma and linked with both Juventus and Inter Milan. This scruffy ex-Fulham defender has become Mr. Italy. And yeah, John Stones has got another few seasons at the Etihad under his belt, but I reckon he'll leave in 3 years. Get his Man City testimonial. And no, I don't think he'll drop down the leagues. I think he'll still be good enough to get a cheap move to Juventus to go and probably win Serie A. Just you watch, Stones has got a European move in him. Just wait and see. Eric Dyer, West Ham. Yeah, why not? It seems like the sort of boring vanilla move that might happen soon. Eric Dyer, the guy who scored a last-minute Tottenham winner on his debut against West Ham, he's just gonna get chucked out the door by Tottenham for about 10 million quid. I mean, this man has been Tottenham's utility. Jack of all trades, English John O'Shea, for about 10 years now. And yeah, I know his form under Antonio Conte has been pretty good-ish, but I have a feeling the next coach is just gonna get rid. Luke Shaw, QPR. Again, don't get offended, Luke. This makes it sound like I've got less faith in him than I do a dog trying to eat an entire chocolate Easter egg without puking on the carpet. But no, Luke Shaw, he was always overrated as a kid, but he is a decent-ish left back. He'll get turfed out at around 31, 32 when the manager realizes that his metabolism is going the same way as the whales. Honestly, Shaw's got the body type where even if he sniffs a donut, he'll probably look like Homer Simpson for the day. So yeah, his next move will be into the championship with someone like QPR. I mean, being a boy a Chelsea fan, he's got to play for a London club at least once in his life. Ben Chilwell, Man City. It seems that Ben Chilwell is just a promising up-and-coming left back with his entire career ahead of him, right? I'm sorry, no. Since when did this guy turn 26? He's going to turn 27 this year. In my head, this guy was still just a kid. To be fair, Chilwell is a Champions League winner. But I mean, he's got a body made of what? Chicken nuggets in his bones? This man clearly didn't drink milk as a child, because even a slight gust of wind would probably break his arm. But Man City desperately need a left back. I mean, Pep Guardiola was sniffing around Kieran Tierney last summer. I reckon City will target Chilwell this summer. And considering Chelsea already paid £60 million for Marco Curvella, someone Graham Potter bought at Brighton, and Chilwell is just some dusty old toy bought in the old regime, and for a fat £50 million, then I can really see Chelsea selling Chilwell for the same money they bought him for. Jude Bellingham, Real Madrid. Lads, I said that if Jude Bellingham joins Liverpool this summer, then I will tattoo his face on me, but he won't. I'm convinced there is no feasible chance that Liverpool pay Borussia Dortmund £130 million. And they shouldn't. He's a top player. But I'm sorry, can we all just wake up? 130 mil. That's nearly 3 Zidans. For a guy who 3 years ago was playing for Birmingham, he's a top player, yes. But that price tag absolutely rots my skull. It's between Man City and Real Madrid. I always thought it would be City, but I mean, they've never paid over £100 million for anyone, ever. But Real Madrid, they have no issue with writing that sort of paycheck. So purely because they're the only team who could possibly afford him, then yeah, Bellingham to the Bernabeu. Conor Gallagher, Fulham. It just seems like the natural transition. Conor Gallagher just as someone who has the stink of London off his face. Honestly, when you look at him, yeah, he just looks like someone who spends every Saturday evening eating cookies in the Shard. This man is going to have a very London career. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, Like Scott Parker. He had a London career. He was addicted to the capital. And Gallagher is going to be squeezed out of Stamford Bridge very soon. And we've seen over the years Fulham just lazily raid Chelsea's bin for leftovers. And here, yeah, I think Gallagher will soon be, like Parker, a midfielder who spent his early years at Chelsea, before, becoming a Fulham fan favourite. You'll see, he's going to Craven Cottage. Jordan Henderson, Besiktas. Oh, this is weird. Jordan Henderson playing in Turkey. Many of you probably think he is a turkey. It makes about as much sense as predicting that Lindsay Lohan will one day be the Queen. But I don't think Henderson will retire at Liverpool. Even now, if you told that to the Liverpool fans that he would, they'd look at you as if you just asked them to make love to their mum. But I also don't think Henderson will trickle down the division either, or dip his toes into the championship. I don't even think he'll return to Sunderland. This man has seen too much. He is the captain of Liverpool during a glorious era. You don't then have the ambition to go and join Burnley on a free. It's been like how Frodo Baggins couldn't get on with his normal pudding hobbit life after getting rid of the ring. Henderson, I really do see a weird overseas move out of the blue. I mean, Besiktas seem to be making a weird habit out of signing big names past their best. So yeah, when he's around 34, I don't know, it's weird. But I actually see Henderson playing in the Turkish Super League, if only because he still gets to play European football. I know. It's weird. James Maddison, Newcastle United. This summer. I know the transfer links are quiet, but I mean, Newcastle tried to buy James Maddison a year ago. Leicester City said no, but I'm pretty sure Maddison. Yes, he's a nice, polite boy who doesn't want to rock the boat. But I mean, there's no way he turned down a move to St. James's Park. And let's not forget, the man enjoys a night out. Within 3 weeks of his medical, he'll probably be found in the middle of the big market, picking fights outside a chipper van. Mason Mount, Liverpool. Mason Mount is moving to Liverpool this summer. And lads, if this actually happens, I am going to do an entire video absolutely ripping Chelsea to shreds, as well as the Liverpool fans who weirdly don't want him, because Eminem is absolute class. Calvin Phillips, West Ham. West Ham used to be obsessed with Calvin Phillips. They tried so hard to buy him from Leeds, and after that, he's quickly become Man City's modern day Fabian Delph. You know, a Leeds United Academy boy who's gone on to rot like burnt cauliflower under Pep. Actually, that's unfair, because Delph was actually a pretty key player for City at left back this season. They got 100 points. Phillips is more like Jack Rodwell. And yet, not this summer, but next January, once Phillips realizes he's still not getting in the team, urging Gareth Southgate to look elsewhere, I can see a mid-season loan switch to West Ham before a permanent deal in the summer. And if the Hammers medical team can stop him breaking down more than a homemade couch, then he'd be a good cheap signing. Declan Rice, Arsenal. Declan Rice is another London boy, and he's signing for Arsenal. I just know he is. He's also a snake. Next, Phil Foden, Derby County. Yeah. On the face of it, this sounds like a fantasy nutty move. Phil Foden somehow winding up in a basket case like Derby County. What? Phil Foden, the absolute generational superstar? Why not? Wayne Rooney did it. It sounds weird now, but I mean, imagine going back to 2004 and someone telling you that Rio Ferdinand's next club will be QPR. Players get old. Foden is going to be at Man City until he's 34. He'll probably play a holding role as a defensive midfielder when he's 30. I mean, providing he beefs up his body by, you know, eating steak and ice cream. Because right now, he's got the upper body strength of Gareth off The Office. But yeah, he'll leave City at 34. Having won everything in sport, he will probably be seen as arguably the greatest player in the history of the club. Yeah, I know what I just said. But I mean, this guy's been learning under Pep Guardiola since he was a teenage boy. Not even Andres Iniesta was lucky enough to get that. He'll be the best English footballer since Wayne Rooney, and probably the most tactically complete. But yeah, I mean, at 34, he'll be a stiff lemon pot. And yeah, he'll get a move away to get more games for a team like Derby County on a 2-year deal. Who weirdly, by then, will be a team who regularly finishes 12th in the Premier League. Jack Grealish, Aston Villa. Well, obviously, I am more sure of this prediction than any other in the list. Part of Jack Grealish still wishes he was at Villa Park. I am convinced of it. Once Man City grow bored of Grealish and decide to get rid, I have absolutely no doubt this guy is returning to Aston Villa. He won't even rejoin them when he's old and fat. No, not at like 37. No, I'm telling you now, such is his love for Aston Villa, he'll have rejoined them before he turns 30. Just you watch. Harry Kane nowhere. That is it. Harry Kane is at Tottenham for life now, right? I'm sure he wants to move. I'm sure Manchester United want to buy him. But if Daniel Levy didn't let him go to Man City, he's not going to let him go to Old Trafford either. And when his contract runs out, he'll be 31. That Man now this slot will be filled by Victor Osimhen. So yeah, he'll just sign a new Tottenham contract on fat money until he's 36. Honestly, Livy will give him a 5-year deal on 250 grand a week, and that'll be that. And I'm sorry, to be earning £1 million a month at 36, playing for his boyhood club, of course he's taking that deal. Marcus Rashford, New York Red Bulls. Marcus Rashford has the MLS written all over his face. This is a man who is one day going to crack America. Sure, he'll stay at Man United for years and years and years. I mean, he'll probably play more games for this club than Rooney. But yeah, I think he'll get a move to New York Red Bulls when he's older. And yeah, he's going to be on billboards in New York. And if he markets himself right, he can be an absolute off-the-pitch Hollywood superstar. While Jesse Lingard looks on, fueled by jealousy and hate, because Lingard clearly fancies himself as a potential American superstar, but instead he's just rotting on a bench in Nottingham. Bukayo, Saka, Man City. Arsenal fans will hate this, but this is going to be one of the biggest Premier League transfers of all time. Bukayo Saka, the absolute Arsenal star boy, is going to be a world-class player, and Man City are huge admirers. I reckon Arsenal will slowly float back down the league over the next few years. Mikel Arteta will move clubs, and so yeah, it won't be soon. But when Saka is 26, so in 5 years' time, he's going to be a £200 million Manchester City buy, becoming the most expensive English footballer of all time. Yeah, he's going to cost the Neymar fee. 200 mil for Saka. Just you watch. Ivan Toney Reading. Ivan Toney won't get this big move, will he? I thought he would, but considering he might get a ban for gambling, and the fact he's already 27, I think Brentford might just be his peak club, so he'll probably miss the boat, stay at Brentford for another 5 years, before signing for someone dull like Reading. What? This is a team who recently bought Andy Carroll twice. When Tony is a washed up cheeseburger who can no longer score a goal, oh, Reading will open their arms with a big bear hug. Anyway, that's for what you let me know what do you think. Let me know in the comments, where do you think every player will end up. Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.